So you join me in my Mark 7 Golf R, and I'm going to talk about essentially the Mark 8.5 Golf R S, or the Golf R Club Sport 2.5 litre 5-cylinder. And the reason why I'm going to go through this, because I've shared this a fair amount on my channel, and my audience has been a bit split in terms of like, oh, will it happen? Majority, I'd say, just probably over about 50% are saying, nah, it's not going to happen. It's a bit of a pipe dream. It's not gonna work. Some are saying, oh, I hope it happens. Oh, I'm hopeful. And a few are sort of like, oh yeah, it's going to happen. Well, I'm going to share with you today why, for me, it is going to happen. And part of that is basically I'm going to share a video from Misha, and I'll do a link to the video sort of above, and a bit of a reaction to me kind of watching it, of the key points which basically say that there will be one coming in 2026, 2027, which is super exciting. Yeah, I'm a huge Golf R fan. If you're not familiar, this is my Mark 7 Golf R. I've had it for 8 years, done 60,000 miles. Absolutely love it. It's just the perfect car. 3-door manual is my car, as you can just see from down there. But the 5-cylinder has always been something that I've been so curious about. Ever since in the Mark 7 they were going to release the R400, that's what VW were going to do. They did test one on the Nürburgring, but it never came to fruition. And for me, that was genuinely because Volkswagen had to pay back a lot from Dieselgate, and they had to cut a few costs. That's how it was. This would be an absolutely incredible send-off for the car. But enough of me kind of talking. Let's, yeah, I'm going to play it, and basically you're going to get my reaction as we're kind of watching it. So I'll go through the key points basically as we're kind of seeing it. So yeah, let's do this.
In 2027, or maybe next year, Volkswagen is going to bring out the last final edition of the Golf with internal combustion engine car, which is finally going to feature the DASA engine, or at least the 5-cylinder one. Maybe they're cooking up some new generation iteration of the engine, definitely to satisfy all the emissions. I'm really curious about what the Volkswagen engineers will be able to do with this platform. Another yellow. Well, luckily or unfortunately, it's just a boring high-speed straight section. Honestly, I think the upcoming Golf 8.5 or whatever super special RS, maybe they're going to call it RS because it has a Audi RS engine. I mean, Yerko is calling it RS.
So that's actually a really cool key point. What are they actually going to call it? I'll probably disagree with Misha there. I don't think they're going to call it RS, but you never know. They might do. I'm also extremely curious around it all. And yeah, for reference, people who don't know Misha, he's fellow YouTuber at the Nürburgring, few million subscribers more than me. And he does a lot of work with VW as well, and particularly around the likes of Benny Leuchter, who is VW's main sort of test driver. He does lots of VW work, and he develops like the Club Sport, the Edition 50, the R. He knows everything that's going on. He's the main man basically, and Misha is good friends with him, to be honest with you, and shares content with him. And so Misha is in a good place to genuinely know exactly what is going to happen without necessarily saying it. So the stuff that you've just heard initially of him saying that it's going to come out and all this kind of stuff, Misha's a good contact to kind of get all that off. And yeah, we'll go on to a little bit further of what he says. Yeah, let's go for this.
But the 5-cylinder one, I think is going to be one of those really hyped cars that's going to be very cool to have. So it's something that I would consider buying. I know over the years I've been saying like, oh, I want to buy this, and then I buy nothing, or a Civic. But the Golf 5 with the RS engine is something I'll end up buying simply for the development for Vulcan Alpha, because I'm sure this is going to be quite a popular car. Not sure how popular is a track car, because a GTI or a Club Sport is also better than an R. Oh, another yellow, great.
So a couple of points just on that one. Vulcan Alpha is basically like a company Misha set up and does work on it. It's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, I'd recommend subscribing to Misha. He's a good guy. I followed him for many years, decade even, since he sort of came out. I would also consider buying it as well. I think it's a really great car with the 5-cylinder. And actually, because I share a lot of like GTIs as well as kind of Rs, I'm slightly in Camp R a little bit, but I love the GTIs as well. Don't get me wrong. You know, if I was sitting in an Edition 50 right now, I'd be pretty happy in green. Oh yeah, and I think it's going to be called the 25 years or the Edition 25. I think that makes sense. And a friend was telling me 2.5 cylinder is just it's got, yeah. Anyway, just things to think about there. Yeah, and actually kind of reflecting a little bit more on what Misha said, is it like a full-on track car? I think it will be a good car, but ultimately with the 4Motion, which ours have, it's going to weigh more than a GTI. And as a result, you don't get that agility. Less is more. Less weight means you need less power. And you just get a little, and yeah. And the GTIs are generally, I'm going to take Misha's word for it. He's done thousands and thousands of laps around the Nürburgring. He knows his stuff. The GTI is going to be more of a track car, but the R is still going to be unbelievably capable and more easier, more accessible for more people. GTIs are a little bit more harder to drive. Front wheel drive, you've got to manage a few things, which can be great and enjoyable. The R's are like, you know, I'll be honest with you, like VW's test drive Benny Leuchter would hammer it round the Nürburgring, or even Misha, unbelievable laps. And if you had someone who was sort of more a novice on the Nürburgring, they'd be closer to that time in an R than they probably would be in a GTI. It's each their own. Basically, you know, go for what you prefer. But yeah, let's continue listening to this and yeah, more information around why the R25 is coming here, which is the main point of this video.
Sad. Well, the harsh reality of green hell driving days. I may or may not have spoken to Benny Leuchter, the factory driver, test and development of, and record driver, and NLS and N24 winner, and you name it. And he said it's going to be a sick car. Yeah, I'm sure he knows. So it would be very nice to try it out. So
I'm sure he definitely knows, and I think it's going to be a sick car. That's just so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, but that we'll see. I mean, this gives you a nice preview of what the car can do. And
oh yeah, I didn't really explain that. He's in a Mark 8 Golf R, which has had a 2.5 litre 5-cylinder fitted to it, tuned to about 500 horsepower. So the noise that you heard is what it is in a Mark 8, not the 8.5. This was done not from VW. This was done from a friend of Misha's as well. And I'll leave all their links in the description too, because obviously this is yeah.
Back in the days, oh yeah, he needs to warm up his tires. I love it.
This part is a really good point actually. So yeah.
You're not going to heat them up like this. They're also not going to drop the temperature this quickly. But anyway, back in the days, Volkswagen was just an affordable Audi, and a Skoda was an affordable Volkswagen, or a Seat, and then a Skoda. So Skoda VRS, if you want a track car, you buy a Skoda VRS and whatever. So this could be much better than an Audi RS, especially since they're doing lots of R&D now. If they make it really performance oriented for the track, if they help with the engine position, it's going to be a very, very nice car. So it will not have the Audi steer.
So that's the clips that I want to share with you. Well, I have shared with you. And that last little bit was really important because the Golf used to be the GTI, an affordable car. And if you couldn't get a Golf, you could get the Skoda VRS. And obviously, if you could, it basically on a bit of a price point, you still enjoy it. And then you can obviously get the R as well, which is, again, super, super cool, super, super fun. And he's right, a lot more R&D is going into it with the likes of Benny. It seems like VW are buying in a little bit more. I've seen a lot more personally from Volkswagen, from Andreas Mint, Andy Mint official. And he sort of has mentioned, he just seems to be bringing back the passion a lot more with sort of like the R's and the design. And yeah, it's a good space to be in the VW group personally. I also know that there's potentially going to be an Audi RS3 GT, but less important because the fact that it's the engine, an engine going into a Golf R is bigger than the aero. Will it have aero? How will it be? Oh, I mean, when I heard this news, I was honestly, I couldn't even pick up the camera to film. I had to give it a day or two to to think it through, but I saw it and I was like, oh my days. Really, really helpful insights from Misha there. I think we're going to get it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. It is a community channel and I think it will be really, really amazing. Yeah, a sick car, as Misha kind of said. And you know, clever guy, he could probably say more. But it's on the cards, and it's going to be an exciting way to end the Golf. It's a car that can be used for everything. You know, I've had my bike in the back of here recently and it works. You know, I've cruised at 40 miles per gallon in this. It's brilliant. I like my car because it's 3-door manual. That's for me. And pre-OPF as well in the UK, which is, people will know, pre-2017. So yeah, you've got the slightly better noise. The noise in that car sounded amazing. I briefly watched a review of the VZ5, the Cupra Formentor with the 2.5 litre 5-cylinder, which went into a Cupra, which was different, actually from Misha. And he tested that car around and he said the sound wasn't that great. So perhaps they might work on it a little bit to just tune it a little bit differently and better. I've spent a lot of time in the Audi RS3, the latest version, as well, as you may have seen on my channel. Subscribe and check back on my channel, big VW Audi Group fan. And that sounded very good. Stick that in a Golf. Because they do tweak, even though you could say like an A3 and a Golf, they're the same sort of platform, there's amazing differences, you know. And I've done a lot of back-to-backs with the S3 and the R and the RS3 and the R. There are really, really good intricacies, and you only really get that from driving them back-to-back or spending lots of time in them, and thankful subscribers have also let me have time in them. It's going to be a sick car. And okay, I have to hold back a little bit because there is always that percentage chance it may not happen. Who knows what's going to happen in the world, really. But this is the biggest indication for me that it is confirmed. Until we see the official press release when it all comes out, yeah, and I'll be first on the list trying to drive that car and share it with you all. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And oh, so exciting, just so exciting. I'm so happy to share it with you. And yeah, just exciting times ahead.